Yo guys, what's going on Gamers Plays? I am Trevin F, and I am doing an interview with people of FinixGrid, XUVix, and Manger Mouse. How you guys doing?
Good. Cheers, man. Thanks for having us.
Nice to be here.
That's good. That's good. So I'm gonna ask you guys just simple 14 questions.
Sweet.
Sweet, yeah. Alright, so the first question is, how was FinixGrid formed, and how did you pick those to join?
Well, FinixGrid was originally formed first as If Studios forever and a half ago. That eventually turned into If Gaming. And during that time, we were just a small group all creating kind of like fun things together. But when we started If Gaming, we started letting people join, and we realized that our community of gamers that we had built previous to this are so knowledgeable and so helpful for smaller creators. Like, no matter what they're in, we'll try and help. And that's where Dan and I got the idea that we should just make a creator group where all creators can come and join in. So we made this little test kind of thing called Augment Nation. And in Augment Nation, we let any creator join. We only let streamers in. And I think we had it up to about 40 or 50 people that were part of Augment Nation on Twitch. And then we just kind of got bored of only helping streamers. But the group of people that we had weren't, like, they were only streamers, so they weren't going to help out with YouTubers and people who do graphic designs and all that kind of stuff. So then we switched over to, we stopped doing Augment Nation. We handed over the reins to someone else. Believe it, it's no longer running anymore. And then we reworked a new plan on how we would help. And it was like 4 or 5 months in the planning of FinixGrid, and 3 or 4 weeks into actually running FinixGrid before we actually had the name. That was a whole thing. Yeah. And then basically with FinixGrid, on who joined, it was whoever was still believed in Dan and I and believed in what Dan and I believed in, which is, Faint, Sam Benton, Captain Dread, and Blue Shay, and a couple others that really did stick it out with us. So they're definitely who is part of FinixGrid now. And then for who do we pick to join now? It's anybody, any creator that needs help at all. We have open doors.
That's very interesting. That was actually something I haven't asked you before, I don't believe.
It's a long ass answer, that's why.
It's actually a very good answer too. That's like very descriptive.
Thank you.
So how did FinixGrid start out?
Well, it's kind of just what Randy was going through. When we started off If Studios, we brought all the best people that we could kind of grab our hands on, really. It's kind of through meeting through Twitch, friends and family and stuff like that. But we realized kind of later on in the lines that streaming only goes so far in the gaming industry. I mean, look how many stream servers there are and look how many people there are doing it. So eventually we kind of, sat back and said, well, hang on a minute, how hard is it to contact other creators, vloggers, designers, musicians, website designers, etc., etc. So we're like, well, why don't we make something that has open doors to all creators, which can bring them under the same roof, and we can all, be under one happy family, I guess.
Oh, cool. How long has FinixGrid been around for?
We started earlier this year.
Like, maybe, what, like 4 months, 5 months?
It was more towards February where we started the planning process. It was nearer to the springtime that we actually got it running. Like we went through earlier, the biggest issue was actually finding the name of it, because we wanted something that was kind of catchy and, eventually might be a household name. And I don't know if any of you guys listening have ever tried thinking of a name that basically isn't everywhere else. It's difficult as heck.
Oh, it's so difficult.
You sit there and you come up with all these crummy names, and everyone's sitting there just like, no.
I mean, even If Studios, that one we thought was pretty clever when we came up with it. And even that, the website's already taken, the Twitter's already taken, and all sort of stuff. Not even acronyms.
It's also the same with us too. Like when we try to create ours, and you guys gotta like, it started out with just Exodus and I. Exodus and I were like, we were just like basic, simple YouTubers, live streamers. We didn't have any good cover names, so the 2 top things that we thought of were like gamers. We wanted like the whole like focus of our channel to be like video games and people who like playing video games, so gamers. And then like the other set is like plays, people who play them. So that's how we got gamers plays, like gamers play games, kind of stuff like that. So that's how we got creative on ours.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think Exodus came up with that. I can't remember. I'll ask him when he comes back though. All right. How did you both meet, and how long have you been friends for?
5 years is how we've been friends for. We kind of started off as friends too, because I was on stream playing Skyrim, and Dan was getting bored of the top person who was playing Skyrim, so he started scrolling through the channels. And at this time, I wasn't super popular, but I think at the time I had like 20 viewers, so I wasn't really far down on the list. And he clicked into my stream, and just as he clicked into my stream, I got raided by those what's that, 4chan? I got raided by one of those 4chan raids from way back in the day. And they all came in and started like spamming and all this other stuff, and it was freaking annoying as hell. And then Dan was like, mod me, I'll help you out. So I modded him, and that was kind of where our friendship started. I taught him what Skype was and how to use Skype and how to use TeamSpeak. And he's gone from literally never using a computer to teaching me things on a daily basis about computers.
Yeah, old men have to learn in this world.
True. And I have a lot of learning to do. That's no doubt. Oh god, like literally, okay, funny story about like that top question, like not the question, but like the answer you gave me. Literally, guys, I literally asked these two people for freaking help on a freaking weekly basis, pretty much.
Yeah,
oh my god.
We've known Trevor about 3 years. Safe to say that we've had a message pretty much every week for them 3 years.
But hey, it worked out though, because now we're all good friends, right?
Yeah, well, you've come a long way. So
I
think I'd have been too angry, like if I don't know, 3 years down the line, oh, my OBS went weird. Can you help me? No.
It's also kind of like one of those things. Is like I have gone from messaging you guys every single day to maybe like once a week, if that.
It's funny.
It's like teaching a kid to swim. There's only a certain point until it bloody drowns.
It's funny though, because like right at the beginning, that was with Dan. Dan would message me all the time asking for technical help, and now there's times where I go and ask him for technical help, and he just replies back, "Lol, jokes. That sucks for you." And then after like 20 minutes of help me, he finally will jump on and like fix something for me.
I remember Randy asking.
Or he'll give me a "let me Google that for you" one of that website.
Love that for website.
It's like, here's how you start out. HTTP. You go from there.
Yep, pretty much.
And then like, cause I remember along like a few years ago, I messaged you more than Dan, Randy.
Oh yeah.
And then yeah.
I met you through SkillKit though.
Yeah.
And SkillKit was just a dick. You couldn't, if you were under the age of 18, he wouldn't help you, and if you were over the age of 18, all Kendall is that he has a job and a green screen.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Love you, Kendall.
Love you, Kendall. Yeah, exactly. Still one of my good friends, believe it or not.
But then it got to the point where Randy was like, "Dude, shut up! I'm not helping you anymore." Then it moved on. Then it moved on to Dan, and the Dan was like, "Please leave me alone and just watch YouTube videos. That helps."
Here's a link.
Here's a link. Or do you need help knowing what a link is too? No.
I get that kind of help from Dan too. It'll be like, "Dan, how do you do this?" And he'll send me a YouTube video. Like, I already watched that, and then he'll be like, "You need to listen."
Pretty much. Well, if anybody's like me, you just watch a video and you're like, 5 seconds and I'm bored. Skip.
Right.
Yeah.
That's me right there. Like,
well, that video didn't help me at all. No fucking wonder.
It's like, I'm sorry. Did you even watch it fully?
Oh gosh.
No, I just watched the first 5 seconds. Are you serious? Oh god.
Those videos you don't even have to watch. It's just a notebook file, and they type it on the stream for you.
Right, you get too lazy to just like search up on Google search. It's like, I can't read all this.
Yeah.
All right. Dan, this is a question for you. How did you feel at first becoming a part of If Studios, and what made you agree to be the co-CEO?
Well, the co-CEO didn't come until a lot later, actually. to be honest, to begin with, I was really hesitant because I'd only been a mod for Randy, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, and Randy just kind of popped through the door and was just like, "Hey, want to start the company with me?" And I was sitting there, I was like, "What?" I've known you like for 2 seconds. So to begin with, I was like, "Well, I tell you what, I'll do the moderating, I'll help with the community and stuff like that, and we'll see how it goes." And we had quite a lot of people to begin with. Eventually, that kind of broke down, so a lot of them were unreliable. And I guess after a while, it's kind of I just moved up, and Randy was like, "Well, look, I need help. Come help me." So we kind of just made a dynamic duo, and it seemed to have been absolutely brilliant ever since.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It was when I asked Dan, I was like, "Who's the smartest, most level-head person I know who's going to make this work?" And it's funny because it went from that was what brought me to ask Dan, because I knew he was on my mod team and I knew just how good he was. So that's what it made me ask. And it's come a long way, and it was funny because I was like, I really hope this works out. He seems like me and him would be good friends, and it completely did.
It's funny how like Dan says he just popped through the door, like he's popped through the door saying, "Top it, I'm going to ya."
It was more like, "Please help me."
Well, it's weird because even though we're like literally living on different continents, and I'm 5 hours ahead of his time zone, it's weird because we talk on a daily basis. It's almost like we literally are in almost like an office area.
Yeah.
Every now and then you'll message one another, and it's literally almost like you're sitting there, and it's kind of like, "Randy, need you."
and then it's like
Actually,
Dan
my
gained so much
ringtone.
knowledge, and then now it's Randy go like, "Dan, help." All right, Randy, this is a question for you. It's a long one. I forgot I made this one long. How did you come up with the idea of wanting to make a community or network? And how did you ever think it would have been with people online and not in person?
Honestly, it started from such a young age. When I first started out, I wanted to be an actor, and then my stepmom was basically threw reality in my face, and she's like, "Yeah, that's not happening. There's a million actors." So then I thought to myself, okay, then I'll be a director, and I will cast myself in my own movies, kind of thing. And once I started doing that, and I started trying to get into directing, first thing I started doing was stage managing for the local theater. And I just loved the dynamic of helping people. I loved it. It was one of my favorite things because as a stage manager, your job is quite literally to help the actors, to help the creators.
Yeah.
So that's what really made me want to form If Studios, because I thought, well, I want to be a director, and If Studios can hopefully it'll make enough money as like we're making YouTube videos and stuff that we'd be able to afford the budget to make YouTube videos and make real movies and all this kind of stuff. And that's what really brought Dan in on the idea. It's not so much the movie, but the fact that one of the plans that I wanted to do with If Studios was own a game creation company, or at least fund indies that could work for us and help us create games, which really excited Dan because he loves the game industry. And so that's kind of what started that. It was a bunch of guys and girls all working together to make good content that would eventually make movies. And I get to sit there and I get to help everybody, and I get to do entertaining, which I love doing. And then the idea turned from, well, why just help a couple people when we could help all creators? Eventually, hopefully, FinixGrid will sponsor the shoot of a movie. But instead of hiring actors from one of those actor websites, we can just look into FinixGrid and say, hey, these team of creators, our writers, they helped us write the movie. This team of people, they're going to help. They're good at like streaming, and they're good at like setting up video and stuff. They're going to help us film it. And these guys over here, they love vlogging and they love acting, so they're going to come and be the actors in the movie. And we can fund and produce a movie that is entirely made within our company by people who work for, with, or just part of the community.
That's actually really interesting. That kind of makes sense though too. That's actually like yeah, like you said, it'd be great to help like more than just like one set of people.
Oh yeah, and you get to meet so many great people. There's so many characters that we work with. Some of them are just funny but lethargic. Some of them are super excitable and they love to work on things but don't have don't have a work ethic. And then we have people who are working for us who are some are funny, some are brilliant, like the Dark, for one, is brilliant when it comes to making code. And to look at our staff members, Zero is brilliant at really like looking through a magnifying glass at certain things and really like detailing like this could work, but you have to like when Dan and I were looking at a website for an example, Zero brought it to our attention. Neither of us had even thought about it, but we need to pay server expenses and to run the server and all that kind of stuff. We were just looking at like, well, let's do our own website kind of thing. So like all these characters I wouldn't have met had it not been for FinixGrid.
Right. Randy, this is another question to you. Is there anything from the past you could change while having this network?
I wouldn't have been so open to let people control if studios. One of the main things, so with this, we have our creators, we have the friends who are just on. We have our staff like Mrs. Puppets and Mindless. One's helping with the website. One's an amazing community manager. We wouldn't like, so with those roles, there's like the people who are in charge, the brand ambassadors, the moderators, and the staff, and there's those who are just creators and stuff. They don't really sit and have meetings with Dan and I where we try to figure out certain things. We always ask them for their opinion, and we usually do what majority people vote. But there's a difference when you're. It's like the difference between being the president and voting. Everybody has a say, but the president has significantly more work, right? Well, back in the If Studios days, we let everybody sit in our meetings. I mean, we had meetings of 15, 20 people that used to give Dan freaking seizures because nobody would ever start talking about what needed to be talked about, and we're just going off the charts on talking about anything.
That's funny.
Yeah, and we let everybody be a part of it, and that's where we really got annoyed, because if everybody's a part of it, then everybody has to delegate work. You're going to work on the business plan, you're going to work on editing videos, and people don't do that, and they don't show up, or they just suddenly they disappear for months at a time, or they're just super rude and big-headed and think they own us because they're part of us kind of thing. And it's like, no, we want to work together. We want to be a team. This is a conversation, not dictation.
Right. It's like one of those moments where it's like, you got to put your foot down and you just got to realize, hey, I'm in charge and we're going to do how this works. And it's not going to be like everyone does what they want. It's going to be it works like this or it doesn't work at all.
No, we work as a team. It's not we're not individuals working for success. That famous quote, work together, die alone kind of thing.
Let's see. What got you both into streaming in the first place?
I got into streaming because of cherry bombs. Originally, I was a YouTuber, and then I started looking on part of full screen for somebody to help me with my YouTube videos and be in my YouTube videos, and that's how I met Cherry Bombs. And after about 6 months of knowing him, he introduced me to Twitch, which I'd never actually. He introduced me to JTV, which I'd never been on before, and then Twitch had just opened up the gates when I was meeting him, and we started going on Twitch, and that's exactly how I got into streaming.
What about you, Dan?
For me, it was actually really back in the Halo 3 days. You know, that was kind of what opened me into the online gaming world, more or less anyway. So I was playing all these games with all these people back when it was popular, and, you know, I had some really good games. I sat there thinking, God, how amazing would it be that other people could watch it all? And just like Randy, you know, JTV was around when Halo 3 was about, and I would watch all these people, and it wasn't really, you know, professional. I sat there thinking, God, I wish I, you know, could do that. And that kind of got put on pause for a long time until I sort of, you know, got into, you know, Randy's stream and all that. And eventually, you know, after Randy's teaching about the technology and all that, you know, I finally got a PC and, you know, a capture card and stuff like that, and got into it myself.
I remember the day you chucked the laptop and got the desktop.
Yep. Damn thing.
One time he sent me a picture of him using the laptop as a coaster, and he goes, barely useful enough for this.
Catching that.
Yeah.
Oh god. Are you guys willing to accept new creators and such every day? And also, how do they get to join?
We do accept creators every single day, and all you have to do is join our Discord It's super easy. Like, you find us on Twitter, you find us on our website, you join the Discord, you're in as a friend, and then basically the way FinixGrid works right now is you promote us, we promote you, and it's a really good model because it works. So, say you have 10 fans and you come and join into FinixGrid, and we have 100 fans. You tell your 10 fans about FinixGrid, they all come over to FinixGrid, then we tell all now 110 of our fans about you. So it's self-perpetuating promotion. And then we also look at how to get sponsorships for our creators, how to help our creators out. We have support channels. We have a live stream so you can stream or be hosted by us. And all that really helps to make a creator's life a little bit easier, take a little bit of load off their shoulders, and introduce them to new friends and hopefully colleagues in the future where they can work with, collaborate, and all that kind of stuff. Or even make money from if you're a graphic designer and one of our YouTubers wants thumbnails, stuff like that.
How did you both learn about YouTube, Twitch, Beam, and etc.?
Well, that's easy for me. So I'm 24, so when I was growing up, there wasn't really a lot of online stuff, technology, whatever. I mean, literally, the first PC I saw was probably the size of a fucking shed. So growing up, I think it was high school, you had the old MSN, Microsoft Messenger. Eventually, you had Facebook come out, and YouTube, funnily enough, popped up. And to be honest, at first, it was just more searching for comedy stuff on YouTube. There wasn't a whole lot to offer in the first couple of months, but suddenly it exploded into existence. And even to this day, a lot of people are avid YouTubers, but I upload some stuff, mostly gaming or motorcycle stuff. I don't really watch a lot of stuff on there other than music. I mean, it's so easy just to find music on there and just sit there, listen to it and chilling out. But as far as that goes, it's just really supporting, the network I'm helping, the friends that upload, and Randy sends me so much stuff every day, and he's like, have you watched it? And I'm like, and what that means is I got hello, this is what it's about, and goodbye. Because I'm like, I don't want to watch an hour video on someone grooming a cat.
That's why I send Dan links to the time code in the video now, or I know he'll just miss what I want.
Yeah. If he wants to see me, if he wants me to watch a specific point, he now sends a timestamp, which is really useful now because now I get to enjoy it. With Twitch was actually quite funny because like I said, I stumbled onto JTV, years and years and years ago, watching stuff, and I was completely oblivious that it changed to Twitch. So I think I had it bookmarked, the JTV link and all my login data and stuff like that. So I, clicked on it and it took me to Twitch, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, at first I didn't know what it was. I mean, I don't know if many of you remember the first Twitch site, but yeah. So I was like, did it get hacked? Did it get taken down? Did it get bought out? Whatever. So going through it all, had to sign up again because obviously they got rid of most of my data, unsurprising. And then I literally stumbled onto Randy. That was during the Skyrim, age. I think I either completed it or I was halfway through completing it. I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing, who's playing. And like Randy said, I saw the top button, and oh my god, he was the most boring person ever.
He was speed running.
We are going to go through the giants and kill a mammoth.
I would have did faster too.
And then you go down the page, and then you stumble on this guy that's literally just getting absolutely raided. But not only that, the comedy was what brought me. I think you were in a dungeon and there were traps spiking everywhere, and I haven't watched anything that funny in God knows how long to that point. I mean, thank fuck, it didn't get stale or boring because it just carried on from there. And Beam was literally just 3 with studios. Randy turned around and said, "Oh, there's a new online site," and we're like, "Oh, shall we check it out?" And we sort of popped them there, and God, we made a good decision doing that because we met a load of people through that. I mean, Mindless is one of the people who's now one of our members of staff, and we made a lot of friends, a lot of connections through that, and we are kind of still on the scene of Beam, and what a good choice we did make after their partnership with Microsoft.
Yeah, no kidding.
So they're definitely on the up and at 'em, which is good because from our point of view, is with Twitch, I mean, look how many little streamers are getting drowned out by the big streamers, whereas Beam's also a little escape route for some of the little streamers because they get noticed a bit more on there. As far as like etc., to be honest, even though I've come a long way in technology, I'm still a bloody hermit crab. I mean, Xbox, I'm fine with. Stuff that relates to our network and what I find useful is fine. Other than that, if Randy doesn't send it to me, I probably won't know about it.
Yeah, he doesn't Reddit.
No, I don't Reddit. I honestly am still amazed that is a site because one. Please don't take offense, any Redditors, but it's an ugly ass site. I mean, I grew up on Windows 95 and stuff was, like that site was around. How have we got to 2016 and literally whoever programs Reddit is the laziest asshole on planet Earth? I guarantee it's all backed up on floppy disk. Guarantee. Yeah, so that one's still, I remember when we had Nif Studios Reddit and Randy was like, hey, you're the community manager, you deal with it. And I think I must have hyperventilated like at least 20 times a day.
You couldn't figure out how to make an account for the longest time.
Just trying to set up an account. It's just like, wanted everything under the planet of the sun. I was just like, and then trying to understand, subreddits and upposts and votes and shit. I was like, the hell is this?
This is
like,
crap.
no, I'm done. We're not doing Reddit. Literally, I just turned around and said, we're not doing Reddit anymore. Done.
That's why we have forums now.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
jeez.
Go on, Randy. You share yours.
Yeah, Randy, let's hear your story.
I Googled YouTube and then I found it. And it was pretty cool. No, I actually.
That's about it.
Yeah, I think I found YouTube through Facebook when I was so young. I have to go even further back. When I was a kid, my mom bought a Macintosh computer, one of the first computers that I've ever seen, and I was probably 6 or 7 years old when we got it. And I used to use that thing every single day because I loved the internet. And now this is back when it wasn't quite DSL, so we did have like web pages and stuff that you could go to, but there was no Facebook when I first got my computer. Like there was none of that stuff. And I remember I used to use the camera in the Macintosh and the microphone to record these stupid videos with me and my sister and some of my friends doing like magic videos and all this other stuff. And it's funny because my mom still has all these videos saved on a hard drive that she has in her house. No, I've only uploaded one of them, and that's the Spice Girls song.
I know, I saw that. I died laughing.
It's funny because
we'll try and provide a link under the video.
Oh God,
I'll look. I'll find that video.
That was the last year that Macintosh worked, and I had it for 10 years. So there's a lot of freaking really cringy videos on that thing that I might share eventually. But anyway, I used to do these stupid things. I remember we used to tilt it and record the trampoline. We'd go and do stupid things on trampoline and all this other stuff. And that's about the time that Facebook kind of came into the scene, and I got on Facebook. Well, my mom had Facebook for the longest time, and then she let me sign up with it. And by that, I mean I added her as a friend on Facebook, and she goes, "Oh, you have Facebook?" I was like, "Yeah, do now."
Hey, there's my mom. I'm gonna add her.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I remember that was about the time that internet gaming was starting to get a little bit popular, because I remember watching a documentary about Second Life and people getting super addicted to Second Life and not being able to have like a real life and getting married to people on Second Life, which of course prompted me to immediately download the game because, I mean, I want to get addicted to something that's that fun. And through Second Life, I found YouTube because someone was able to fix something. And that's how I found YouTube, and then I started uploading my stupid videos that I made, and then that's about the time I got a camera phone, so I started making even stupider videos that are on my Facebook still, of me like basically trying to be Fred, because Fred was just getting popular around this time too, so I of course, watched his videos and then try to make them on Facebook, and I've just so many dumb videos. And then I got one of those VCR to computer things. So I started using my mom's old VCR camcorder and recording things and putting them on YouTube. And then my dad bought me a laptop, and I started, recording vlogs with the camera on that, and that's where some Christmas rant videos started coming from. I started using one of the older webcams that C9 that Logitech made. And then, of course, I was following Philip Franco on YouTube, and he started talking about creator networks, and he mentioned Fullscreen. I joined Fullscreen. I met Cherry Bombs. I got on Twitch. I met Dan, and then we've just kind of been in and around the scene ever since. Like, I know a lot of people. Like, I know all the people that work at Beam. I know all the people that work at NC for hosting. I now know all the people that work at Restream. Like, Dan and I have met a ton of people that work in crazy close quarters to the gaming industry and help out with FinixGrid on the regular, just because we have those contacts now.
Dang, wow. I need to try to get stuff like that. That seems like it would take like a lot of effort just to get all those contacts and stuff too.
Oh, it's not easy.
You do have to put a lot of legwork into it, and sometimes you come off literally like a needy child.
Oh yeah.
And there's no shame in it. There's only one way that you're ever going to be able to make contact, and that's literally to communicate.
Yeah.
It's true. Like, back when I was really, I don't have a lot of contacts at Twitch, and that's because back when I was first finding Twitch, I was like 16 years old. So not only did I come off as a needy kid, I was a needy kid. So a lot of the admins and a lot of staff have a bad taste in their mouths from me because that's dirty. But they just don't like me because, of course, I was just a needy, wanted kid who was like, "Oh, make me be staff." I've come a long way since then, and it's a lot easier when you know somebody to find more people. Like, now that I work at Restream, I've talked to a lot of big streamers like Syndicate and a couple other streamers that have been on there. So it's you grow your contacts more, and you got to look at it like when you're doing a job or a volunteer job that doesn't pay and it seems like a lot of work, you got to think, who am I going to meet? Like, what am I going to take out of this? Not money, and well, I guess money is not all that important. I would say contacts are about 50% as important as money, because with most industries in this world where you make a lot of money, it's who you know, not what you know.
Right.
So
gotta pay your bills. All right, so
it's a long rant about I can't remember anymore.
How does FinixGrid communicate and come up with new ideas?
So we communicate through basically a staged system. Usually an idea spawns between Dan and I. Always. Actually, that's not usual. That's always. We always talk about things beforehand. I think once or twice we've done things without telling each other, and it always blows up in our face. So we are very adamant about always talking to each other first. So an idea will spawn between one of us, maybe out of a joke, maybe one of us we're talking to somebody else. We talk about it first. If we agree on it, and I'm going to say 1 out of 10 ideas we actually do, we talk about it with staff. If the staff all agree on it, we go to brand ambassadors. If the brand ambassadors all agree on it, we kind of just tell everybody, and then we get the biggest consensus of what everybody thinks, and then we do it. And that's how it'll probably always be. It'll start at the top. If it gets through all the layers, then we're going to do it. If any layer says, if all the staff said it's a complete shit idea, then we'll scrap it. If all the brand ambassadors say that after all the staff says yes, scrap it. If all of the people who are part of FinixGrid say that after everybody said yes, we scrap it. Because there's no point in doing something that isn't going to work, right? It just wastes your time, and we've learned that over the years. We've done a lot of things that didn't work and wasted time, and in the long run hurt us. We could have been a lot further now if we didn't, and it's mostly my fault, jump between things so often.
I tend to have that problem. I have ideas that I want to do for gamers plays, but the problem is I kind of take it as a excess and I do it, and then that's just that. And then I have that problem where I just want to do it, and I just want to get it done now. I don't really ask my members how they feel about it because I just don't know. I don't know why I always think of just excess and I want to do this without the other people's consent, and that's one thing I need to work on with my community.
Well, just like Randy said, that was us to begin with, and we realized, well, hang on a minute, we're producing a service for these people, so why are we kind of forcing on them if they don't like it. So like when we do have an idea and it's put out for public, we get reviews often to see, how's it working? Is it working well? Is there anything to be changed? And then we review it and then go through it all again.
Right.
100%.
All right, so who designs your logos and the website?
That's an easy one. So far, really, to put all the credit on someone, it's Randy to begin with. He's done a lot of the logo work and most of the website stuff. We've now got someone, on our staff team that is going through the website to redesign it and hopefully make it more functional. The logos, we've probably, since the beginning of this studios, we've probably gone through about 10,000 logos. Without a doubt, because the thing is that you create the first idea, and just exactly like how we communicate. Actually, it happened a couple of days ago. We're updating our Twitch stuff, and Randy was going through it, and I know you must have gone through 20 designs before we got one that we all agreed that we liked.
Oh, that took forever.
And that's the beauty of it, is that because in the creators Discord of ours, we get ideas from designers and stuff like that, so they can turn around and say, well, this doesn't really work, you might need to modernize it or whatever. So then we take them pointers and implement it onto our plans. So far, Randy's done a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, shout out to Randy, guys. If you guys look under my screen, you see the Gamers Plays logo. Randy actually created that.
Yeah, I did. It also looked really crappy when I first started doing it. Not your logo. Your logo was okay. But my first rendition that I tried for his logo, he was like, it's kind of plain. Because I basically was like, ring, text, done. And then I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to really try on this. I'm going to try and make something really special for my friend Trevin. And I spent 5 hours on that.
And the outcome is I actually really liked it. Like, I really love this logo.
Thank you.
All right. And final question, what are your future plans for FinixGrid?
Do you want to go first, Randy?
You can go first.
Okay. So, really, like Randy said, I am gaming based, but on the wider scale things, I just want us to be all under one roof community. I've grown up watching the development of gaming, movies, design, everything, really. I was quite lucky that I was born in the era that I was, because we can't, just before there wasn't really a lot. I grew up on the Sega Mega Drive and progressed through there. Same with the PC. Was with the Windows 95 system, which literally the best piece of the Windows 95 was Echo the Dolphin. And
what about the pin guy, the freaking safety pin?
Get out! He annoyed the hell out of me in XP.
Do you need any help?
Do you remember that every time you got onto a new Windows XP system, or you went onto a public computer, and you just should be like, wait for it. Hey, can I help you?
Fuck off, Clippy! I can't even end you. I can't go to the top. I will literally end you.
So I've grown up and seen all these communities that, in reality, are part of the same community, but for some reason are almost like in different sections. You'll have the musicians in one section, the gamers in the other section, actors, whatever, all in different sections. I don't know if any of you have ever watched through how they produce a game, but you'll actually notice that a lot of the time the voice actors never ever see any of the plans or development of the game until pretty much either before or after they've completely done all their work. And you just sit there and think, well, why? Why can't you just have them all under one roof and they can easily communicate? I remember sometimes when I've needed stuff done for, my Twitch design or YouTube, and it's taken weeks, not for them to make it, just to get to the person, just to actually finally get in communication with them. Whereas, with Phoenix, it takes 5 seconds and you'll get a reply more or less at least within 24 hours. And it can be, all that communication can be done in less of the time, and you actually build a relationship with that person. And that's exactly what I want from FinixGrid. I want us all to be a family united to build something great. I'm not going to lie, money is an aspect, because we all would love to do this full time. Right now we've all got work jobs, we've all got kids, college, whatever. So we've got to dedicate time to both, which means that FinixGrid isn't suffering, but it's delayed a little bit. Mm-hmm. Whereas when it comes to the point where we can earn money and pay our staff, and we can survive on our own in it, that's it. Full steam ahead, and you can get it done and create an absolutely amazing community.
Right. Did you have a response to Randy, or is this about it?
Sorry. I was just lost in Dan's words. No, I was getting a drink.
Yeah, dude. It's like I got so lost in your words, Dan. Just
when you know someone too long, when he said that, I started to think, you fucking liar.
You fucking liar.
And then he was like, I was going to drink. There we go. There's Randy.
No, I would definitely kind of feed off one of Dan's points, the being able to talk to any creator instantly. It actually was seen just the other day. Somebody in our support area on our Discord, Ordinary Biscuits here getting a bunch of help. They were talking about Ordinary Biscuit, or somebody asked, what's a good, I guess, sound condenser or something like that. And within, I would say, 2 or 3 hours, which is a ridiculously short time when you think about how long it takes to send an email, or how long it even takes to find somebody your answer on Google. Like, obviously he's Googled it already and didn't just find a good answer. He wanted real opinions. Mm-hmm. So he was able to get a real opinion from Lee Roythy, who's an actual producer. Like, he actually makes good music. I'll tell Trevor to include a link below. And his music's really freaking good. And he gave an example of one that was free, cheap, and one that was really expensive, but amazing. And then Captain Anders jumped in, and he gave another example that was like a medium price range that he and he said it was so right in the middle, like it was everything he needed without being everything he wanted, kind of thing. And Ordinary Biscuit out of that ended up buying something, and that was something that only took 3 or 4 hours, and from people who are in the industry working like that. And it's basically the exact same reason, Dan. It's like, I want everybody to work together. He's used a game as an example. Earlier, I used the movie as an example. The whole crew works together. The voice actor has an opinion on the lighting. Camera guy has an opinion on the directing. A director has opinion on the CGI. Like, they all have opinions. They all need to work. They all should work together. And I believe it'll just build a better dynamic. More like communities built whole cities, communities built the government, communities built all this stuff, and now suddenly it's little groups of 5 or 3 people that are building everything individually, and then it's all sent over the world and then rebuilt by other people, then sent over the world and rebuilt by other people. And it's like, no, I want to work together. I want the old community aspect of a whole community raising a baby kind of thing.
Right. All right, cool.
End scene.
That is all of the questions. Did you guys want to ask? Do you guys have any questions for me or anything about Gamers Place?
Well, what's we'll just use the final question, really. What are your future plans for Gamers Plays?
Ooh,
okay,
good.
So my future plans for Gamers Plays is, we just want a good growing community. We want more people to interact with us. We want people to enjoy themselves. We want people to give us their ideas. We want people to express how they feel. We just want people to feel like, they are wanted, like they are listened to. We want people to understand that, like, they give us an idea and they express it, like, clearly to
buying pigs
to like
sorry,
to like Exodus or I, or even just the other members. We want them to feel like they're being listened to and they're being heard, and we want to give them that. And we're not looking for, obviously a community isn't gonna like explode within the next few years. Kind of like with you guys, it's gonna take us time as it keeps growing, and it does take time.
Slow burner. The communities are so slow burner, man.
Right. And like we just want Gamers Plays, to be just a simple community to us, where we're dedicated to gaming, dedicated to having people be on videos with us or streams, and really the only thing we're looking for is just to have a good time, and like I said, to have other people be heard.
Well, we're glad to have you with FinixGrid then, because we're going to help you guys along the way.
Do you guys have any more questions about Gamers Plays or for me, or is that about it?
I think that's it. I mean,
No.
you've been a great host, and you've asked some really good questions, and we're looking forward to working with you guys.
Randy, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. I'm super excited about Gamers Plays. Like, the people in your community are pretty awesome.
Thank you. If I can just say one thing real quick. If you guys did not know, because if you guys are older subscribers that were subscribed to Gamers Plays beforehand, the introduction video that I made a long time ago was deleted, so you guys don't know how Gamers Plays was formed. But you guys give credit to Randy and Dan here. I didn't get the idea of having a community off them. They inspire me to have my friends and I make a little thing for ourselves just to have fun. So you guys actually inspired my friends and I, and we are definitely glad we stumbled upon your channel a few years ago.
Thanks, man. That means a lot.
Randy, Dan, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on.
You're
No
welcome.
worries.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. And if you guys are new to the Gamers Place, please subscribe. Also subscribe to Trevin F, which is me, Exodus, Ray with the Humans, Scuba Steve, and Dark Edge Games. And I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys.
You can have a full subscriber list after that.
Oh. Bye, guys.